I wrote down here, you must find your why. You've got to find your why. They figured out their why. You need to figure out your why. Find out how that money is going to change your life. You know, if you want to make another $100,000 a year, what's that $100,000 going to do for you? Because if you don't really know what you're going to do with that $100,000 or $200,000 or $500,000, it's just picking a number out of the sky. You can't do that. You've got to attach why you're going to do it. Now, why you're going to do it for your family, why you're going to do it to put your kids through school, why you're going to do it maybe to upgrade your life. All those are tangible and good. What I found for me is that I always thought I was a toward pleasure person. I want the big building, I want the skyscraper, I want the big beautiful house, I want the big beautiful car, I want the boat. None of that stuff motivated me to get out of bed in the mornings when I didn't want to get out of bed. So I realized, which I didn't think was cool, but it's actually what gets me going, is that I'm a very pain-motivated person. Okay? I'm motivated by pain. I think I've shared this story before. I calculated how much it was going to cost to send my kids to college because my deal was that I would pay for their college if they went to college. And you do the math on that. I have 4 children, and it gets to be very expensive, and it's after-tax dollars, et cetera, et cetera. But that's one thing. That's part of the pain. But the real pain was that if my kids were to go to, think about this, moms and dads, when you promise your kids something and you're not able to fulfill that promise, how do you feel? Horrible, right? So every morning I would wake up thinking, okay, my kid runs in, they get the award, they were accepted into one of the schools, you know, whatever that school was, SC, Stanford, Northridge, whatever, San Diego, whatever school it was, whatever, didn't matter. And they would come in and they would say, hey, I made it, I got it, I'm there. And I wouldn't have the money to pay for that school that year. I wouldn't have that tuition. How would you feel? Be horrible, right? Yeah. That's what would throw me out of bed every morning, would be that thought, disappointing my children. All right? But maybe you don't have the kids. Maybe that's not where it's at. So let me ask you guys a question. Did it bother anyone at the retreat when you were asked what your transaction goal was? Did it bother anyone when they couldn't say or didn't say that I had, this was my goal or this is what I did? Did that bother anybody? You know, like somebody would say, well, how many deals did you do? And I say, well, those are 25. You know, because didn't it bother anybody? Didn't anybody? Nobody asked you? How many deals did you do? How many deals did you do? How many deals? So, and if they press you, and they really find out you've only done 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 12, whatever, 15, 20, whatever it is, your deals. Did that bother anybody? So what I'm going to do is at the one-on-one retreat, I'm going to call up all of my buddies in the one-on-one, okay? And I'm going to, you're either not going to go to the retreat or you're going to go with a big smile. And I'm going to call them all and I'm going to say, you seek out my people. Because I want you to ask them and press them to give you their numbers. Press them to give you, and because I kind of figured out that one of the things that I think could be a motivator is our egos don't want to be bruised in that kind of an environment. Does this make sense? And you go to the environment and you want to say, well, you want to say 25 deals. So I wrote down here, I would be pretty disgusted with myself, just knowing me. I would be pretty disgusted with myself if after going to the events year after year, I never got it together enough to be on track for at least a lousy 25 deals a year. I would be pretty disgusted with myself. And I'll bet you that's a reason why some of us might not want to go to the event in the beginning. Because when pressed, you have to say stuff, especially if a friend or buddy's standing next to you. Let's use the power of the ego. Let's use the pain of not wanting to be in those situations to help propel us. It's great to want to see that big, beautiful mansion and to live in all those wonderful places and go on those nice trips. That's great. But I have to tell you something. I think the thing that's going to push you forward for the next 6 months is creating some kind of mental pain. Some kind of mental pain that I don't want to be called upon at the one-on-one retreat in front of everybody and them say, so tell me, how many deals you did? And I didn't do what I was supposed to do. Think about that. But I talked about it at Mike's event, was I said to you, it's okay not to achieve your goal. It's okay not to achieve your goal. It's not okay not to do the activities necessary to achieve the goal. Do you see the distinction between those? It's not okay not to do the activities. And that's what we need to be doing on a daily, weekly basis right now. I wrote down here, today matters. Today matters. What choices will you make? Mike had tons of points. You don't like my points? You don't like Mike's points? Use your own points. What is it going to take to motivate you and move you to your next level? As I said in the beginning, 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed in what you did not do rather than what you did do. 20 years from now, you'll be more disappointed in yourself for what you did not do. The daily, weekly activities that we've lined out that'll help you move you to your next level. Now, we need to go out and take action this week on all of those points. Rewrite your goals. Rewrite your points from the retreat. Find 15 thoughts that you think are important to you that you'd like to work on over the next 12 months. And then 5 of those that you're going to work on now and a date next to them on when you're going to accomplish that. And then turn that into me and your coaches. And then let's go out and make this the best week we've ever had. Thank you.